It wasn't enough to target the king and Princess Catherine. No, Liebrows now has to drag out Her late Majesty the Queen into this racist nonsense. Welcome to Popcorn Palace. I am Andy Signor, and he goes by many names. Lickspittle, amongst scabies. I prefer Liebrows, and I'm so glad you guys did too. Thank you for helping us get it trending. Let's do it again today, shall we? Go follow me over on Twitter if you can. Let's get me to 100K followers. And yes, while you're there, if you can, tweet a tweet or hashtag on TikTok, Instagram, wherever you do social media. Let's see if we can get Liebrows trending again, because that was pretty glorious. Because yes, the Liebrows are back. Now in a new excerpt from his book, which we will read. I have the full context. Let's read it. We are going to address what he calls the race issues that we refuse to confront, because apparently now we got to drag out the Queen into this, because Meghan Markle was insulted after Palace assigned Queen Elizabeth's black equerry to help her feel comfortable amid racist accusations. How dare the Queen do that? You can't just suggest a black person talk to another black person. That's racist. Oh, how dare she? Look, this is annoying, and I wanted to go read the context of this book. So here's the section in question, so we can really get to the bottom of what was said, what's in this book, Endgame, what's this racist stuff we refuse to accept. Let's get into it, shall we? Here we go. So here's where it starts, because, quoting Harry, "No one is thinking about the fact that my wife is biracial. Everyone must be thinking about it at all times. You must not go through your day without thinking about it. You must, because that means my son is now mixed race as well. And none of this registers to anyone. We must scream it from the rooftop. My wife is biracial. My son is mixed race. Tell the world. Tell the world." I mean, God, my son is mixed race. My wife is biracial. I've never really talked about that out loud like this, like I need some sort of title. I don't feel like she's more at threat. I don't understand what this weird victimization and then deflection that we're all racist because we refuse to acknowledge and make it a thing. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. But apparently that's how Harry thought. And minimal thought ever went into the race-related issues when it came to the Sussexes. This is the same institution that suggested that Lady Susan Hussey, yes, that Lady Susan Hussey, helped biracial Meghan acclimate to the palace life and navigate the royal system. Now, I want to point something out here. Yes, that Lady Lady Hussey, whatever, how to say her name, she did get exposed later for doing a very ignorant thing. It was a really bad look. Not a good look. I'm going to keep that honest. Lady Susan has since attempted to apologize. I think did try to make amends and did make amends with was a college professor or somebody that she it wasn't a good look. Asked, "Where are you from?" No, "What country from?" It was a very racist lane of questioning. Now, it's just important to note, though, the Queen made this suggestion before any of that happened. Okay, so Omid's Liebrows is clearly trying to play it up like that's, how dare she after that racist thing she said. That was later. Now, he then does attempt to justify that by saying the Duchess turned down the offer, probably having already sensed that it might not be the best idea. How does she tell the future? Just because she had one incidence of ignorance and she's since, worked her way through it, doesn't mean we have to forever condemn her, and doesn't mean that the Queen knew this, and it doesn't imply that Lady Susan was some sort of obvious racist around the palace. So nice try. Terrible journalism, Liebrows. Let's continue. When palace aides later told reporters, including myself, that they bent over backwards to make Meghan feel comfortable, I do believe this, at Buckingham Palace, this included a follow-up suggestion. So at first it's clear they did bend over backwards. It was never enough. So she's already fired the first person they suggested. And so now, because Meghan's making this whole thing, it's all about race, which Omid's saying, follow-up suggestion that perhaps the Queen's Ghanaian-born household cavalry officer, Lieutenant Colonel Nana Kofi, should be the one to help Meghan. Though a charming and intelligent man, it stood out like a sore thumb to Meghan and her friends that due to a lack of black or other non-white staff, let alone women, she was just offered a woman, remember, in relative senior roles, the palace had to turn to someone who was the Queen's attendant. I doubt Kate was offered an equerry for guidance, a palace said to Meghan. Okay, so much to unpack here. First of all, what's wrong with an aide? Have you never met Joseph from Princess Diaries, Meghan? Like, are you mental? This man loved her, took care of her, was a father figure. Well, think of the things you could have learned from this intelligent, charming man, and who probably had some of his own thoughts about race in the palace. But no, let's just shrug him off like an attendant. Oh, you just gave us the valet, and how am I supposed to learn? I need a more senior aide, is what she's complaining about. Oh my God, talk about the racism. You are making a whole thing about how there's no one there of color. I don't know what to do. I feel everything's racist. And then the queen offers her own aide, someone close to her. This man was part of the like her. I'm trying to get the proper photo so you can see this man, like a legit. There he is, legit dude, there in the palace for years, helping a lieutenant colonel, cavalry officer, clearly lived a long life, intelligent, charming, well-informed, and working for the queen directly. And they shrug him off like the black friend, like a servant. Ugh, I need someone more senior. How dare they? How dare they offer an equerry? Oh, and apparently, I asked Steph, yeah, apparently Catherine was given some royal attendant as well. Who did they expect? But again, though charming and intelligent, it stood out like a sore thumb because he was black. How dare you give me the black employee? Like, that's literally how this reads to me. What do you mean? Like, why did it sore? Why is this a sore thumb? Like, what do you mean? She gave you a woman who had experience. Granted, maybe not the most intelligent woman, we'll find out later, but still, did you learn that? Did you attempt that? No, I just don't want her. She's not senior enough. And then it's all seemingly because there's not enough black or non-other white staff, let alone women, even though you just got one, in senior roles. Like, what roles did you need? What is the job title that would have suited you and been enough, Meghan? Again, even this little bit of the book, which Liebrows is trying to paint as the problem the palace had, is showing how difficult Meghan is and how racist and problematic Meghan is, because she keeps coming out with all these problems, victimizing herself, assuming this is all a race issue when it's not. She's not comfortable. I feel all this. Oh my God. Maybe it's all in your head. Maybe a little bit. And that's so mean to this guy. Oh, how dare you? Didn't give me someone more senior. This guy's not good enough for Meghan. Huh, how offensive, Queen. And I guess you're racist, Queen Elizabeth. My God, how dare you attempt to stick us with someone less important, is how this reads to me. This is horrific, man. I'm like in shock that this is supposed to be the proof that Meghan's a racist. That the Queen and the royals are racist. And now to imply that the Queen is, because she suggested this, literally giving up her own help. Like, well, I don't know. I trust my aide. He'd be great. Maybe she wants to talk to him about race in the palace. No, that's awful. What an awful suggestion, Queen. I just, every day that goes by that Meghan and Harry allow Liebrows to continue this narrative, to me, I'm sorry, they're guilt by association. They wrote it. They're involved. And the fact that they're still doing this and letting him put this out there, and I'm sure he's leaking this out there. He's like, finally, let me get this part out there next. I'm going to come after the Queen next with my Liebrows. Look at those Liebrows. We're coming for you. It's maddening, man. This dude is a snake, a weasel, a lickspittle, all rolled into one. And I'm disgusted by this. What do you think? Reading the passage in its entirety now, you've read a part of his book. Not even written well. It really does read like ChatGTP. What do you guys think? Or do you believe this is us not facing our race issues? Are we unwilling to confront it? Or are we unwilling to accept this woman's constant victimization of things that aren't actually bad? Things that she has in her head that she needs to work with and get over. What do you guys think? I'm curious what your thoughts are. Hit that subscribe button. Let's hear your thoughts. Hit the bell for all alerts. Smash that like button and leave a comment down below. And know that Liebrows is always watching, so let's hear your favorite Liebrows quote. And don't forget, head on over to Twitter. You can follow me over there at Andy Signor. I'll put the link. I'll pin another link in the comments here. Going over there if you haven't already. Follow me and make a tweet. Let's get hashtag Liebrows going again. Appreciate you guys so much. Stay tuned for more here on Popcorn Palace and over on Popcorn Planet for all your pop culture and royalty.